What if one daily habit is quietly increasing your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and even cognitive decline? It's not smoking, it's not sugar, it's inactivity. And the most surprising part? Many people don't realize how little movement it takes to start improving their health. Movement is medicine. Your body was designed to move. Yet modern life encourages the opposite. We sit while working, we sit while driving, we sit while eating, we sit while relaxing, and over time that inactivity affects nearly every system in the body. But here's something important. Physical activity doesn't necessarily mean spending hours in a gym. It doesn't require expensive equipment, and it doesn't mean becoming an athlete. In fact, almost everything you do during the day counts. Walking to work, climbing stairs, cleaning your home, playing with your children, gardening, cycling, sports, even many tasks you perform at work. Every movement adds up, and when physical activity becomes a regular part of life, the benefits are remarkable. It helps prevent and manage cardiovascular disease. It reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. It lowers the risk of certain cancers. It strengthens bones and muscles. It improves brain health. It enhances mood. It reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. It improves sleep quality, and it helps maintain a healthy body weight. Now here's a question. If movement is so powerful, why do so many people struggle to get enough of it? Part of the answer is that not all movement feels like exercise. Physical activity exists on a spectrum. At one end is sedentary behavior, sitting, lying down while awake, watching television, or spending long hours at a desk. Next comes light activity, things like grocery shopping, casual household tasks, or slow walking. Then comes moderate intensity activity, brisk walking, mowing the lawn, leisurely cycling, and finally vigorous activity, jogging, running, fast cycling, or competitive sports. Both moderate and vigorous activity provide significant health benefits. So how much exercise do you actually need? The answer depends on your age. For preschool children between 3 and 5 years old, the goal is simple. Move throughout the day. Active play supports healthy growth and development. For children and teenagers aged 6 to 17, experts recommend at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day. This improves fitness, strengthens bones, supports mental health, and helps reduce excess body fat. For adults aged 18 to 64, the World Health Organization recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. That's only about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or 75 minutes of vigorous activity, or a combination of both. And what about older adults? The recommendation remains largely the same, at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity each week, because movement doesn't become less important as we age, it becomes even more important. Older adults who stay active reduce their risk of falls, maintain independence longer, and improve both physical and mental well-being. The same principle applies to many people living with chronic conditions, and it also applies during pregnancy. Regular physical activity during pregnancy can help reduce the risk of gestational diabetes, hypertension, excessive weight gain, and several pregnancy-related complications. Now let's look at the other side. What happens when we don't move? Physical inactivity is now considered one of the leading risk factors for chronic disease worldwide. Too much sitting is associated with increased body fat, poorer cardiometabolic health, lower fitness levels, and worse long-term health outcomes. In adults, prolonged sedentary behavior is associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease and a higher risk of premature death. That's why regular aerobic activity matters, muscle strengthening activity matters, and reducing sedentary behavior matters. Your body was built to move. Your heart depends on it. Your brain benefits from it, and your future health may be shaped by it. So let me ask you one final question. How much of your day do you spend moving? And how much of it do you spend sitting? Because you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything. You just have to start moving. One walk, one staircase, one active choice at a time. And those choices can change your future. Learn, Prevent. Stay healthy.